Sylvester Stallone, the international star who made history with his iconic roles as Rocky Balboa and John Rambo, has always been a figure who inspired millions with his perseverance, strength, and golden heart. But even with all his fame and fortune, there was a moment in his life that made him look back, reflect on his roots, and rethink what truly matters. It was a cold winter morning when Stallone received an unexpected phone call. The call was from an old friend, someone he hadn't seen in years but who always held a special place in his heart. The name of this friend was Tony, and what Stallone didn't know was that he was in a place he would never have imagined, a nursing home forgotten by most but not by him. Tony's story began long before Stallone became a global icon. They met in New York City when both were just starting their careers in theater and martial arts. Stallone, with his raw charm and unbeatable determination, and Tony, with his brilliant intelligence and unmistakable sense of humor, became inseparable friends. Together they fought to achieve their dreams, and on many occasions, Tony was the only person Stallone could count on. They shared joys and hardships, moments of pure fun, and the hard blows of life. While Stallone focused on conquering Hollywood, Tony chose a quieter life, away from the spotlight. He always had a gift for art, but unlike Stallone, who sought fame and success, Tony found satisfaction in helping other artists find their way. He became a mentor, a friend to those going through hardships, and was always willing to offer wise advice when someone needed it. But the years passed, and letters and phone calls began to dwindle. Life moved on, and Stallone, now a global star, found himself increasingly distant from his childhood friends. The news that Tony was now in a nursing home caught Stallone by surprise. He felt a tightness in his heart. He didn't know why or how this had happened, but something in his soul knew that this was the right time to take a step back and rescue the friendship that had been left behind by time and distance. The phone rang again. "Stallone, it's Tony. Hey, I'm in a nursing home now. I don't know how you'd find out about this, but I thought you deserved to know," Tony said, his voice full of emotion and a touch of sadness. Stallone was shocked, unsure of how to react. He couldn't believe that the friend of so many battles, of so many memories, was now in such a difficult situation. Without thinking twice, Stallone decided to visit Tony. Deep down, he knew there was something deeper, something that transcended fame and the spotlight, something only time could reveal. He knew his visit would be much more than a simple reunion. It would be a moment of reconnection, a chance to rediscover the value of friendships and humanity. When he arrived at the nursing home, Stallone was greeted by a group of elderly residents, all with warm smiles and curious eyes. At first, he was a little apprehensive, not knowing what to expect. But as he walked down the hall, a sense of nostalgia washed over his heart. He took a deep breath, trying to focus on the real reason for his visit. With each step, he remembered the time when he and Tony ran together through the streets of New York, dreaming of the future. When he reached Tony's room, Stallone felt a flutter in his stomach. He rang the doorbell, and within seconds the door opened. There was Tony, older, with gray hair and beard, but with the same bright eyes and welcoming smile that Stallone would never forget. "You came," Tony said, with a genuine smile that lit up the room. Words couldn't express what Stallone was feeling at that moment. He had found his friend, but in a place where life seemed to have forgotten both of them. "Of course I came, Tony. How could I not come?" Stallone replied, his eyes misty. He entered the room, and they embraced. There, in those simple four walls, time seemed to stand still. They sat down and began talking as if nothing had changed. Their conversation was filled with memories. Stallone talked about his movies, his victories and challenges, while Tony shared his stories, the years that had passed in silence but with a deep gratitude for life. He spoke about the tough times but also about the small victories that kept him going. Tony revealed that even in the nursing home, he had never stopped dreaming. He always believed that one day, his life would regain its meaning. "I always knew one day you would come," Tony said with a smile, as if he knew deep in his heart that Stallone would never abandon him. "You were my brother, Tony. I couldn't not come here, no matter what happened," Stallone replied, his voice choking up. He then realized that this friendship had never been about success or the spotlight. It was about something much deeper and real. The bond between two souls who supported each other in the darkest moments and celebrated the brightest ones. As they talked, Stallone learned that Tony had lived a difficult life. Although he had been a respected and admired mentor to many, he never sought fame. His greatest reward had always been the joy of helping others achieve their dreams, without caring about recognition. That was the true essence of Tony, someone who sought happiness not in being a star, but in lighting the way for others. The reunion was just the beginning of a new chapter. Stallone, moved by his friend's situation, made sure to help Tony leave the nursing home and live his final years with dignity. He didn't want to just restore joy to his friend, but also wanted to remind the world that behind the big names and shining images, there are life stories that deserve to be told. But Stallone didn't stop there. He became actively involved in social causes, focusing on improving the quality of life for the elderly, promoting awareness campaigns about the importance of care and dignity for older people. What started as a simple visit turned into a life mission for Stallone. He became an advocate for aging-related issues, showing that even when life seems to slow down, the value of a human being does not diminish. Stallone and Tony's friendship touched many lives around the world. However, the most profound impact came when Tony, now in his final days, left a message that moved thousands. During a visit from Stallone, Tony made one last statement that touched not only his friend but everyone around. Never stop fighting for your friends. What I lived, what I was, all of this was possible because of true friendship. Sly, you gave me more than I could ever imagine. The truth is, no matter how much Tony had lived a life without the spotlight, he had always been a star in his own way. And Stallone, with his greatness, made sure to remind the world of what truly matters. The bonds we form throughout life and how the support of a friend can make all the difference. Sylvester Stallone was not only a great actor, but he became an example of humanity and compassion. His story with Tony was a powerful reminder that, in the end, true greatness does not lie in success, but in the people we touch and the lives we help improve. And although Tony's life came to an end, the impact he left on the world and on Stallone's life is something that will last forever. If you were moved by this inspiring story of Sylvester Stallone and his friendship with Tony, subscribe to our channel for more stories of celebrities who make a difference. Don't forget to leave a comment and a like so that this message of friendship, humanity, and overcoming challenges reaches every corner of the planet. Together we can spread more love, inspiration, and compassion.